Centre half forward, Daler gets a kick around the corner towards centre half forward with King running back with a fly to the footy for the Devils, and kicks it wide looking for Wilkie over his head. Don't think he'll be able to keep it in. Daler, can he? Yes he can. Handball, was nearly going to leave it then. Maloney, handball back towards Carlin, needs to get back on his left boot, does so now. Wobbly punt kick towards half forward's okay. Lucas read the ball okay, took the mark at half forward, plays on now, kick around the corner towards Sean O'Leary. Great kick. And O'Leary a chance to put his fourth on the board. Will shoot from about 35 metres out. Pretty acute angle. We're kicking nearly directly into the breeze.
Yeah, seen him kicking from there before.
He shouldn't take too much time though. He kicks better when he moves quickly. He does so now. Comes in. McNamara stands the mark. Comes in. Keeps it pretty low. Comes around. Not far enough. And in fact, just off hands. Through for one behind. So 12-10-82 East Geelong. HL Corio 19-10-1-24.
So the kick in on this occasion will be Matt King for Corio. Looking for options and playing his own defence East Geelong, and Corio having a bit of trouble. So the safe way is to go for the coach, I guess, and that's what they've done.
That's a great mark.
And the mark taken in the middle of the pack there by Steele, and East Geelong there, he landed on top of Ricky O'Toole, which hasn't helped him too much, I don't think. Gone back into the corridor and found Andrew Hill. He's for some reason gone right across the ground and found Darla. Well, I suppose that's not a bad idea, and he's found the danger man, Mick O'Leary, on his own at centre half forward. Would be some sort of a chance to kick a goal from there, I'd suggest. The man on the mark's at 45. And Mick is having a good day, and when you're having a good day, why not have a go at them? Might be slightly against the breeze perhaps, but East Geelong taking it up to Corio early in this last quarter. Mick O'Leary moves in, lovely looking approach, and hits the left-hand post. So the O'Learys, that's third poster for the O'Leary family, and it's the first for Mick. Behind, 12 goals, 11-83 East Geelong. They trail Corio 19-10-124. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, final quarter scoreboard, 2.5 minutes gone.
Bigham kicks in looking for Wilkie. Can't take the mark against Hill. And a free kick found. Going to Wilkie, pushing the back. So at half back flank. He'll take it, drive it along the line towards centre wing. Potter takes the mark in front of McCurry.
He looks quite an accomplished senior player, doesn't he?
Yes, he's done quite well.
Won the Ettridge medal last year for the best player in the under-18 competition. Goes long with a right foot towards half forward. In front, Gaylard. No mark taken. Play on the call. Over the top of it, Gemmell. And the umpire will come in and ball it up half forward flank. Southern side of the ground. Corio into attack. Kicking with the bruise in the final term. McCurry. And also Judd Gaylard. Now falls to Gemmell. Handball. Back inboard. Misses its target. Judd Gaylard on hands and knees. McCurry's there also. And the two ruckmen will get up and do the ruck work against each other.
They do very well in and under Corio, Laurie, don't they? They seem to get in under a pack and get the ball out.
Yeah, look, I think that's they're probably their main forte. I think they're prepared to get the hard footy all the time, and you've got to be in under to do that.
Hill got it down to Michael O'Leary. He tapped it on towards Maloney. Now Gemmell can't pick it up. Push in the back, maybe. No, play on the call, O'Leary. He got a push in the back too. The umpire says no, it'll be mine. It'll be a ball up on centre wing. And just looking at one of the matchups, Rick Lazarick was on Jared Breed there for a minute. That was a bit of the short and tall of it, but Lazarick wouldn't do too bad, I suspect. Now the ball has gone deep into attack for Corio. Scotty McLeod ran across and took a very good mark diving, then handballed it off to Stevenson. From outside 50 goes long towards centre wing. Oh, Corio, 3 up, none down. Carlin was the only one down for East Geelong, and he roved the pack. Plays on now, takes a bounce, left foot kick long towards the leader, Sean O'Leary against McNamara. He just pushed him out of the way this time, he might as well, because Mac has been pushing him most of the afternoon and getting away with it. So Sean thought, well, I'm just going to push him to see if I get away with it, and he got away with it. He will shoot for goal from 40 metres out. That was a blatant push. So Sean O'Leary comes in. The captain of the East Geelong side has missed it to the near side and through for one behind.
3-5, is that right?
3-5.
Yeah,
12-84 East Geelong. They trail Corio 19-10-124. Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Final quarter scoreboard, 5 minutes played.
So we're waiting now. Matt King has recovered the football, goes back to the goal square and chips it short and finds a teammate there in Potter kicks it to centre wing. Lee Clifford over the top, takes the comfortable mark. Plays on quickly now. Kicks back to towards centre half forward. From behind Baker, can't take the mark, comes to ground. McCurry, handball over the top, comes to Michael O'Leary, handball over the top, looking for Gemmell. He's tackled, gets the handball out to Steele. He can't handle the footy. Finally, it's Fitzgerald comes through, picks it up and runs forward, but only kicks the ball straight into the arms there of Hayes for Corio, who transfers play out wide to the wing. Lead from Baker. Now he's got Ricky O'Toole running loose. He'll try to chip it. No, he'll go further, I think, and kick it straight to 4 East Geelong players. So not such a good move on that occasion. Mark taken easily by Maloney. Well, he's chipped it over the top. He slips. Player slip. Ricky O'Toole accepts the handball, goes towards centre half forward. Oh, Barry O'Toole. Where did he get that mark from? I reckon he was on the way down. The ball stuck in the hand, and at 45 metres, 45 degree angle, Barry O'Toole has the opportunity to kick for goal. So, well, he sees a player absolutely, totally unmarked at half forward, and
these blokes are going soft in their old age, Sean O'Leary and Barry O'Toole.
I've seen some unbelievable occurrences today. Sean O'Leary and Barry O'Toole passing the ball. But young Jed Potter, he's shown he can kick a goal, and he's man the mark now, 35 metres directly in front as Potter moves in. Right footer, lovely looking approach, lovely looking kick, kicks his second, and perhaps steadies the ship to some degree for Corio, because East were coming at them early in the last quarter, but that's the 20th goal for Corio. 20-10, 130. They lead East Geelong 12-12-84. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 7 minutes gone.
He looks a promising boy, doesn't he? That was a lovely kick, and he measured that beautifully. His approach to the run-up was good, follow through, and executed it beautifully. We'll get back in to marking another hit out for McCurry.
Back to the middle. McCurry against Gaylard. Umpire throws the ball in the air. McCurry gets it down to Derbyshire. Handball was okay to Lucas. Got it away to Thompson. Running off the wing was Hill, and he took the mark at half forward. Drew a player and handball over the top to Host. 30 metres out and closing on goal. And a quick reply. Good kick too.
Good kick
by Zach Host. And that's his first of the afternoon. And for East Geelong, their 13th. They go to 13-12-90. They trail Corio 20 goals 10 or 130. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard. 8 minutes played.
Some interesting three-quarter time scores in the other GDFL games. Out at Inverleigh, the home side 5 goals 3. Trail Thompson 16 goals 15. Belpost Hill 17 goals 12. Lead Geelong West 2 goals 3. Belmont Lions 27-17. Lead Anarchy 6-5. Werribee Central's 26-14. Lead Winchelsea 11-6. And North Geelong 13-2, just now shading Bannockburn 11 goals 5.
So a couple of close games there. Back in the middle, running through Potter for Corio, goes towards centre half forward. Oh, Clifford should have taken the mark, didn't do so. Fitzgerald gets it wide to Derbyshire for East Geelong at centre wing. Can he get away from Bigham? No, he can't, but he gets the handball free to Michael O'Leary. He drills the pass towards Darla at half forward. Can't take the mark. Hayes comes at him. Over the top of it, Host there as well. Oh, Hayes did well. Kept his head over it and got the footy. Goes short to Lazarick. Point in the centre square at half back. Plays on now. Little chip pass to John Keys. Takes the mark. Thought about going. Had to take the mark first though, then held up. Handball over the top to Lazarick again. Runs towards centre half forward. Chips the ball again to Barry O'Toole. Don't handball it this time, Barry.
He won't pass it off this time.
He won't pass it or handball it now. Barry O'Toole 35 metres out directly in front.
Ricky Lazarick's done a lot of work today. I think he might have just cramped in the foot.
So Barry O'Toole, chance for the 21st goal for Corio. And he's kicked 3 goals 1 this afternoon. Barry?
Just the opposite preparation, isn't it? Sean O'Leary needs to do things quickly. Barry is very meticulous in his approach to kicking a goal.
Yep.
He comes in now, directly in front.
And he hasn't.
And he's missed. 3 for 1 behind. The 3 goals to his tally this afternoon. They go to 20 goals, 11-1-31 Corio. They lead East Geelong 13-12-90. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 10 minutes played.
As we have Morris Stevenson again to kick the footy in from the goal square, looking for options. He's got the coach heading to the northern side. That's the direction he's gone. He's now got 2 opponents. One of them, Lee Clifford, almost took the mark. Unfortunately, as he fell to ground, the ball fell out of his hands and off his hands over the boundary line. So it's on half forward flank for Corio. the boundary umpire to put the ball back into play, which he now does. In front on this time, Rivet gets a handball down, but rove well by East Geelong, taken away by Baker. Kicks to Thompson, drops the mark in the middle of the ground. Hayes, handball forward for Corio. Potter dummies the handball, chips it well almost straight across the ground to Ricky Bingham. Handball out wide to Ricky O'Toole. Decides to have a bounce, will run to 50. Will just about have a go. He runs inside 50. He's hooked it across the face of goal. In front, Stevenson can't take the mark, and a force behind from the East Geelong defenders. It's the best they could do there because Barry O'Toole was descending at great speed onto the football. 20 goals, 12, 132 Corio. They lead East Geelong 13, 12, 90. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 11 minutes gone.
So Stevenson from fullback once again. Thought about short to Fitzgerald, just holds the ball up though now.
Both sides have had good defensive ploys, Laurie, haven't they? They've had difficulty kicking the ball in.
He goes short this time to Baker, takes the mark. Got Maloney just over the top, he thought about it, but then he just holds it up a bit longer. Now McCurry, he might go in that direction. Dale is there as well, Clifford and Bigham. Now good mark Bigham, third in line, and gets it away to Ricky O'Toole. Handball to Kane Hayes, behind him, had to sit and wait, and Thompson against him, steals it from him. His handball out towards Hill, sets him up a little bit, gets the kick away under pressure from Gaylard. It's good too to Host, who's got a bit of time now in space. Take the mark at half forward and play on. Takes two bounces, drawing at him Hayes. He'll have to be quick now, does. Measures the kick towards the goal square, and Lucas can take the mark, and Doali Undy, but can he kick the goal? No, he can't. He played on from taking the mark.
The rush behind.
And a rush behind to East Geelong. So they tried to play on, couldn't do so effectively. Rushed through by Matty King, who kicks it in and finds Chris Wilkie at half back. Measures the pass to Lee Clifford, who takes the mark and plays on. Gets around McCurry, goes back inboard towards centre half forward. Oh, good kick too. Keys can't take the mark. In fact, it was Collins couldn't take the mark. Barry O'Toole, O'Leary and Stenhouse get him. Now O'Leary, Michael. Kicks it across centre half back, it's okay. And taking the mark is Gemmell. He's got Hill on centre wing by himself. Goes in that direction now. The big man takes the mark, plays on. Got Thompson inboard. He elects to go further afield though to Host, who takes the mark at half forward for East Geelong. Now Host, right foot goes pretty close to the man on the mark, back towards centre half forward, but Ricky O'Toole stands his ground, takes the mark, plays on quickly, switches play to the opposite centre wing position, looking for Clifford, can't take the mark against McCurry. Now Lazarick goes with a right foot kick towards half forward, not much to kick to. McLeod gets back there, he takes the mark for the Eagles. And chips the ball to nobody in particular. Maloney, good play. Did well to make up some ground and take the mark at half back. Goes towards the middle of the ground with a kick. Thompson and Kane Hayes go at it. Hayes was diving at the ball, couldn't take it. Thompson's handball towards Carlin. Has to sit and wait for it. Run through Gaylord, did well. Left foot kick towards centre half forward over the head of Lucas, over the head of King. Coming at it, McNamara and King. King gets there first and can break away. Can he? No, he can't. He got rid of the handball, but only as far as Sean O'Leary. Left foot kick, out of bounds on the full. And, well, it's down the field, is it?
Well, it can't be, because it went out in the full. It's got to come back to Sean.
The free kick is in the left forward pocket where the ball went, not where the ball was.
The ball went out of bounds in the full, so it's got to be a fair ball for the advantage to be played. So it should come back to them to kick it.
No, they can do what they like. You know that, Eric. Jamie Dale has got it.
He's on the wrong side for a left footer.
He's a bit mercurial though, isn't he? He might pot it.
He'll probably kick it. He's kicked three.
So Dala comes in, left foot, banana. Kicks it across the goal.
I think he's missed everything.
I think he has too. So out of bounds on the full.
Not a good idea.
On the opposite side of the goals. And Corio will take the free kick. And kick across the ground to Bigham. So coming towards the northern side of the ground. Towards Lazarick, who takes the mark at half back. So Rick Lazarick. Manning gives him a lead. He chips it over the top towards him, sets him a task and takes the diving mark. Handballs it back inboard to Lazarick. Short little kick to Matty Cullen in the middle of the ground. Can play on now. And he chips the ball towards Clifford, who goes up, takes the mark easily. Barry O'Toole gives him a lead. He goes further afield looking for Undy. McLeod goes up off hands at the back. Stevenson can get around Undy. And goes dangerously because Rickett has chopped it off.
Didn't he read that well?
Yeah, from Chris Gemmell. And Rickett will line up for goal from 50 metres out. He has kicked 2 goals this afternoon. Shot for number 3. So Rickett comes in and has given it a good ride.
There's home.
That's a good kick. So Steve Rickett has kicked his 3rd goal of the afternoon. A good return for the youngster. And for Corio, that is their 21st. They go to 21-12, 138. And they lead East Geelong 13-13, 91. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 16 minutes played.
I guess the reality of it is, Laurie, 13-13 is probably not a bad losing score. The problem is that Corio have kicked 21 against you.
Yeah, that's right, Eric. I suppose you can take a positive out of that, but look, they've played pretty well. I mean, the sting's gone out of the game quite a lot now. It doesn't seem to be certainly not the pace out there now that was early, but it's an entertaining game.
Absolutely. From the tap down the middle, it comes to Evans of East Geelong, kicks towards centre-half forward. A good contest there between Gaylard and his opponent, picked up by Darla. Handball over the top, looks for and found Lucas. Lucas has a pot shot from 35 and has kicked a goal. So Lucas kicks his first. It is the 14th for the East Geelong side, 14-13, 97. They trail Corio 21-12, 138. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard. We've been playing almost 17 minutes.
Did Lucas come from the bench originally?
I think he didn't start on
because
the
since he's come on, he's done quite well. He's worthy of being on in the starting 20.
I think there was a few raps before the game, Laurie, that he wasn't a bad player. I was a bit surprised he didn't start.
He's done quite well.
So back to the middle. Lucas is having a run on the ruck. McCurry resting at centre-half forward. He'll be up against Gaylard. They go up. And Lucas gets it down to O'Leary, so the trend continues. The kick goes towards Kane Hayes at half-back, who plays on. Takes a bounce and backs himself, runs free, then he falls over. Handball to Lazarick, though. Handball to Ricky O'Toole, runs into some trouble. Handball over the top to Cousin Barry was pretty good. Barry from 50 and closing. Bazza, right foot kick. Oh! There it is! Barry O'Toole has kicked his 4th. And as always, don't look at the goal umpire, just look at Barry. He's kicked 4 goals too this afternoon. 22-12, 144 Corio. They led East Geelong 14-13, 97 Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard. 18 minutes played.
I think he liked that one, Loz.
Oh, I think he certainly did. when he looked, he's got his head up and saw the space in front of him. There was only one place he was going, straight for home. It was a beautiful kick.
Corio were in all sorts of trouble. 3 players slipped. They were still able to have the presence of mind to get a handball to advantage and finally into the arms of Barry O'Toole, who ran into space.
Well, I think generally speaking all day, the handball skills have been very good, Corio side.
So we go back in the middle now. A lot of players be hoping the next 10 minutes go fairly quickly because it's been pretty tiring first game. In the middle, Lucas taps down, in fact threw it to finish to host, but he gets a handball out wide looking for Evans, but coming through strongly. Gaylard's played very well. Cy Gaylard on that defensive area, gets the ball to half forward. Does well as young Blackman on this occasion, and the lead has come from the full forward Undy, and not the, well, I think we paid the mark, but wasn't all that confident about hanging on to it, but man on the mark at 35 metres from goal. Undy's kicked 4-2 and hopefully going to add to that tally. So I think you're right, Laurie. He's certainly going to be an acquisition to this Corio side if he can kick 5 or 6 every week.
Yep, certainly.
They won't ask much more than that. Moves in. Not a bad looking kick. The wind is not bringing it back, I'm afraid. So he has missed. That's probably the only question mark against his ability. 4 goals, 3 is tally. The 13th behind to Corio. 22-13, 145. They lead East Geelong 14-13, 97. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard. 19.5 minutes gone.
Stenhouse kicks in, finds Stevenson. Chips the ball towards McLeod, still in the back pocket. Now he chips it towards half back and kicks it into the car park. And hasn't had the best of days today, Scotty McLeod.
No.
And has turned the ball over. It will be Blackman at half forward. Goes towards the pocket. No mark taken off hands. Maloney can't keep it in. And it will be a boundary throw-in.
It's Manning who lands on the ground. Feel them now when they land, Laurie. They're cramping up, so the pressure of the day is starting to tell.
So boundary throw in, left forward pocket for Corio. Tapped away by Lucas, back towards half back. Potter runs onto it. Oh, does well. Picks it up. Kick around the corner towards Corey Collins. Handball chopped off by Steele. Over the top of it, Lazarick got it somehow towards Collins. Handball over the top once again. Short little kick towards full forward Maloney's there in the way for East Geelong. Breaks free. Kick out wide looking for Hill in front of Bigham. Takes the mark at half back. So Andrew Hill, lead on by Host. Just holds the ball up though. Got Steele in the middle. But he goes down the line towards centre wing. High kick. Host getting back there again. Oh, good mark. A pair of hands. Took it on centre wing. Not much to kick to though. O'Leary gives him a lead. It might not get that far though. Steele. Oh, Clifford just read it beautifully. He was always going to be there and took the mark. And go to McNamara. Can go further afield to Ricky O'Toole. Wants a game next week. Gets it to him. Runs through. Gets a shepherd from McNamara. O'Toole keeps going. Couple of bounces. Switches play back towards the corridor. Stevenson over the back of Undy. Takes the mark. Michael O'Leary chips the ball to McCurry at half back. The big man looks for a handball out towards McLeod. Comes back on the right foot. Kick around the corner towards Lucas. Can tap it on. Does so. Towards Steele running through the middle. Did well. And breaks free. Continue on. The other umpire said, "What happened?" It's coming back to Lucas. Steele, Lucas, one of them. Steele's got it at centre wing. Steele goes towards Host on a lead at half forward. Gaylord to make a bit of ground off hands. Thompson. And free kick to Host. Possibly over the shoulder. Takes Ricky Bigham a while to get up to after that contest. Bit sore. Not much to kick to Host, so he goes towards Darla in the pocket, who did well. Just broke away and took the mark. So on the wrong side for a left footer. Chips the ball to Sean O'Leary, who takes the mark. And better for a right footer. He's kicked 3 goals, 5 this afternoon. Sean will be kicking nearly into the breeze once again from the left forward pocket at 30 metres out on the boundary line. He comes in, keeps it low this time, and I think he's potted it this time. That's a good kick.
That's a good kick.
So his 4th goal of the afternoon is East Geelong's 15th. They go to 15-13, 103, but they trail Corio 22-13, 145, sorry. So 42 points of difference. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 23 minutes played.
Well, I think the sting's gone out of the game now, Laurie, but for a first-up game, it's been quite a good standard, hasn't it?
Oh, look, it has, and you know, no matter how many weeks you train and on the practice, you know, Tuesdays and Thursdays, nothing like match practice.
Absolutely.
Especially when there's a little bit of pressure on as well.
Well, in the middle, the ball's tapped down by Lucas, only as far as Matt Cullen, and intercepted there by Clifford for Corio. He gets a handball back from Judd Gaylord, little short chip pass to Potter, and Potter, magnificent low pass to the leading Undy, and diving forward has taken the mark on his chest. So,
yeah, he should be able to kick this one, Eric. He's had 3 shots from here.
But if he only gets 1 out of 3 every time, Laurie, he's going to need a lot of kicks to get a lot of goals.
Well, that's right. I mean, we don't know much about him, but his kicking probably lets him down just a little.
But he's got the opportunity, as Laurie's mentioned, 35 metres from goal, the man on the mark as Undy moves in. Good approach. I think he's hooked that to the left too. Laid back a bit, Laurie, I think.
No, he's got a problem. He's dropping the ball from too high up.
I wonder if he's heard about the Laurie de Goldie School of Kicking.
He soon will.
He soon will. You give him a pamphlet after the game, Laurie will?
You don't have to be too smart to work that out. You can see where he got the footy from. The footy had to drop about 1 metre to his foot. It's too much.
We might get the coach to pass on the details later on.
22-14, 146 Corio, 15-13, 103 East Geelong. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard as we tick now towards 25 minutes.
Stenhouse from full back for East Geelong, short towards Michael O'Leary, takes the mark, still inside defensive 50. I was thinking about going laterally to Evans, but Clifford chopped that off. So he goes out the other side, the southern side of the ground, and found Gemmell, handballed it to McLeod. They're going to muck this up though. Gemmell close to the boundary line again. And Corio put the pressure on at half forward. The boundary umpire will throw it in front of the Corio coaching box. At left half forward for Corio. Boundary throw in, short throw in. Lucas gets to the front of the pack. Handball over the top. And back towards Gaylord. Kick off the ground by Hill. Back towards centre half forward for Corio. Derbyshire getting across there. Lazarick as well. Kick off the ground. Foot race now. Collins used his body against Maloney. Maloney, oh, good play. Got it out to Stenhouse. Now clearing kick. Wants to safety the boundary line. Matty King wants to try and keep it in. It dribbles over before King can get there. And we will have a boundary throw in. In between half forward, centre wing. Northern side of the ground. Lucas comes across through the ruck work against Gaylord. Lucas gets it down towards Maloney. Over the top of it, needs some help. Lucas in there fighting hard for it as well. Comes towards Derbyshire as well. Lazarick gets it away. Wilkie, handball over the top towards Clifford. Did well to pick it up at half forward. Then he slipped over Collins, his teammate. And they turn it over. Now Fitzgerald back to whence it came. Wilkie might have a second chance. Can't take the mark. On hands and knees. Handballs at the Gaylord. Handballs at the King. Still at half forward. Long right foot kick towards full forward. 2-on-1. McCurry in front. Takes the mark. And Barry O'Toole makes him earn it. Barry want to be careful. He broke his arm in there in the marking contest. He handballs it away towards Stenhouse, who runs across the face of goal. Goes wide looking for Hill. He's your old style ruckman, isn't he, Laurie?
Oh, yeah.
With the handballs. Handballs behind him.
Oh, he's good. He's obviously a good player.
It goes from half back towards centre wing looking for McLeod. It's off hands and it will be a boundary throw in.
He did well, Potter, there again. He's had quite a fair game, Potter.
So thrown in for Rivet and for Hill. Rivet gets it down. Handball came towards McLeod. Gets it away to Hill again on centre wing. Takes a bounce. Coming at him, Rickett. He gets the kick away to Host. Now Host to go long towards the goal square for O'Leary. Over the back, and McNamara used his body. That's where he's good, Sean O'Leary, when he can push the defender underneath the footy and use his strength. And he did so then. We'll line up for goal number 5. He comes in, wastes no time, puts goal number 5 on the board. And for the Eagles, they're 16th. They go to 16, 13, 109. And they trail Corio 22-14 at 1:46. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 28 minutes played.
Laura, there's no doubt in my mind, 16 goals, 13 is going to win a lot of games for East Geelong this year. So there's, you know, I believe I can see enormous improvement in this East Geelong side from last year.
Oh, look, there's no doubt about that. And I think there's one good thing about today. It gives you a bit of a know where you're going type of thing. Corio probably likewise. I think they've produced a pretty good little setup here today and suggests to me they're going to be really up there. East Geelong have definitely improved since last year. And, you know, if they were playing West cricket today, we'd get a false impression. Today's a good test for both these sides.
McCurry's the biggest centreman I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
he's in the middle. Lucas goes up for the ruck contest though. McLeod, Ricky O'Toole breaks away. Goes with one bounce, draws a player, handball to Rickett, can give it back to the coach. Thought about it, no, go and kick the goal, son. Goes long towards full forward. Stevenson gets back though. Done that a few times today and takes the mark. In the last line of defence, gives it away to Baker. From the left back pocket, goes wide, looking for Hill. Potter did well defensively. Punched it away. Barry O'Toole's got it. Can give it back towards Gaylord. Go further afield though. Towards Ricky O'Toole again. He's got a few around him, but he does pretty well to slip it away to Lazarick. Handballs it back towards the boundary line and Potter back towards the square. Off hands. Maloney was there. Also coming out Stevenson. Breaks free again. Takes a bounce. Backs himself. Goes long towards the centre of the ground. Looking for Lucas. If it sits for him, it does. He's got Hill outboard on centre wing. Gives him a handball. Has to come inboard a little bit, but gets it. Takes a bounce. Collins chases him, but he kicks it towards O'Leary again on a lead. Good. Oh, nearly a good mark. Yes. Umpire Hallett said yes. Matty Mack won't be happy with that. But Sean O'Leary will shoot for goal from 45 metres out. And it's pretty hard to keep him down all day, isn't it? He kicked 5 goals, 5. Well, and Matty McNamara's had a pretty good game.
This is a good day. He's a good day at the office, isn't it?
So he comes in now. We're kicking from 40 metres out. He's missed it. And off hand, still in play. 10 metres out, coming through. Well, the Devils, well, they see it through. They try to, but a kick off the ground
goal
has hit the post. And I think it was Derbyshire on the ground who kicked it off the ground, but hit the post, one behind. So they go to 16-14, 110 East Geelong. They trail Corio 22-14, 146.
So Corio now kicking very quickly, and 2 kicks they've got it to centre wing. Potter, well, he's going to need to get someone talking to him, because he was very fortunate to get away with that. He's tipped it to the middle of the ground. Ricky O'Toole drops the mark. Butters up quickly, gets a handball out into the open. It's only as far as McLeod. Oh, good work there by Potter. He's made up perhaps for losing the ball a few moments ago. He's got it clear to Lazarick. Over the top by hand to Ricky O'Toole. He's got plenty of time. Goes on the left foot. The lead comes from half forward from Blackwell, is it?
Blackman, yep.
Blackman takes the mark on his chest. Now kicks long. Looking for the big mark up forward. From behind, you don't mark too many from there, son. The full forward not able to get it as Stevenson once again. Breaks clear. Kicks it wide to the flank, but in the way again is Blackman, who takes the chest mark. Kicks it inboard. The lead is from where, as the siren sounds, that's the end of round 1. Our match day live here at Richmond Crescent. The final score reading Corio 22-14, 146. Have defeated East Geelong 16 goals, 14, 106.
In that final term, Corio 3 goals 4, and for East Geelong 4 goals 5. 36 points of difference in the end in favour of Corio. 22-14, 146. East Geelong 16-14, 110. The goal kickers for Corio this afternoon, 4 each to Barry O'Toole and Lee Undy, 3 to Steve Rickett, and 2 each to Ricky O'Toole, Shane Manning, Jed Potter and Chad Rivet. Singles to Matthew Cullen. And that's all the single goal kickers. And for East Geelong, 5 to Sean O'Leary, 3 to Jamie Darla, and 2 to Andrew Hill. Singles to Ben Broadway, Michael O'Leary, Zach Host, Jared Breed, Luke Thompson and Dave Lucas. A 36 points win to Corio to start their season 2004 with a victory. And for the Eagles at home, a loss to start their season. We will take a break when we come back. The final siren, thanks to Australian Treated Pine Exhaust Brothers and the rest of our sponsors on our Matchday Live coverage this afternoon. We'll be back with a wrap of the game, our Carrington Hotel Player of the Day for our 3-2-1, some final scores from other round 1 GDFL matches, and hopefully some scores from the GFL and the Ballerina. Our complete wrap of the day in football here at Richmond Crescent. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.